Well, I want to just take an opportunity here to reintroduce our special guest, comedy entertainment keynote speaker here tonight, KUOW broadcaster Guy Nelson. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Sheriff. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be part of this Stone Soup Supper. It's a fantastic production of a fantastic organization. So those of you who are responsible for creating this, please take a bow and let's give them a little bit of love. And coming from the KUOW public radio world, I know a thing or two about raising money for a good cause. Thank you for your pledge. I'll try not to mix up the phone numbers. Well, I've been around the Pike Place market for a long time, so I'm very familiar with this organization and this area because I do improv theater in the Post Alley at the Market Theater, which is right by the gum wall. Everybody knows what the gum wall is, right? I've been doing improv theater there for about 25 years with a whole bunch of really fun people. And the gum wall, of course everybody knows the gum wall, it's either the most romantic thing in Seattle for tourists, or the most disgusting thing for those of us who have to walk past it all the time. And a few years ago they actually cleaned it. They sandblasted all the gum off of the wall. 2,300 pounds of chewing gum, seriously, more than a ton of chewing gum. They took off that wall and it came back right away. But it left me wondering, what did they do with all that gum? Where did it go? The only thing I noticed was that all of a sudden there were a whole bunch of new stores selling waterfront saltwater taffy down there. I don't know. I don't know what that taffy really is. All right, but I'm here tonight to talk about this wonderful institution, the Pike Place Senior Center, and all the people who work here. Because I think you probably know them from talking to them, but I wanted to really get beneath the surface and see what these people are really like. The people who make this amazing place happen day in and day out. So I came in here, and I talked to them, and I met them, and I saw everything firsthand, and I'm going to tell you what it was like. And you know something? It's a little bit surprising. But I'm going to tell you about it, and I'm going to tell you about it with help from Derek, because I have a number of very precise quotes and things like that you've helped create, and Derek is going to make sure that I get them exactly right as part of this story. So it starts out, I came in here one morning a few weeks ago, and the first person I met was Mason. Where is Mason? Mason is an amazing guy. He's the deputy director here. He's the guy that makes things happen day in and day out, every day. And the thing I noticed about Mason is that he doesn't hold back. He says exactly what he thinks. When he met me, he came up, he shook my hand with a big grin on his face. He looked me up and down, and he said,
Sit down, Connie. Nobody likes a show-off.
I sat down in his office, and we had this great conversation about what he does every day. And I liked it because he was so direct. You know, and I tried not to show off. I know he doesn't like that. But he took me on a tour. He took me on a tour of this place, and of course everybody here knows Mason, right? All the staff, all the clients. And Mason is Mr. Enthusiasm. He walks up to everyone with a big smile, a big handshake, and he says the same thing to every person every day.
Cats have tricked us. Nobody really likes them around.
They had a big problem with cats here a while ago. You notice you see no cats here today, right? 0 cats. They are not part of this anymore. So we can thank Mason for that. Everybody give him a little bit of love. Get rid of the cats. Those tricky cats
They weren't in the dinner either.
Yeah, so, well, of course, Mason then took me to meet the executive director, Jeannie Pauls. And everyone loves Jeannie. Jeannie is the visionary of the senior center here. She's the one who has the grand plan to create this world for all the clients and people. So I wanted to meet her and find out how she operates. So I went into her office, and there she is meditating. She's really into mindfulness and meditation. She's sitting on her desk in the lotus position, chanting this mantra. And it was fantastic. At first she didn't even know I was there. But then I came into her consciousness. And I said, Jeannie, please tell me, what is it that you're trying to create here at the senior center? And she said,
I'm sorry to tell you this, but the cheese cannot be saved.
I knew exactly what she meant. The cheese cannot be saved. Think about it. Because most of us, we try to save the cheese, right? It's a metaphor for every day struggling through life trying to save the cheese. But you know something? If you just let go of having to save things, let go of the cheese. Because you know, there's always going to be cheese, right? There'll be cheese tomorrow, there will be cheese next week. And I thought, that's why she is where she is. That's the sort of person we need leading this organization. Who knows not to worry about the cheese. So, well then, of course, we had to meet the person who cooked all this fabulous food. And it's amazing, isn't it? It's fabulous. And Brenda Meanwhile is her name. So not only did she cook this night, but she cooks every day for all the clients. And so, is Brenda here, or is she back here? She's back there. We're going to see if we can just get her calm. But the thing about Brenda, most people don't know that she was born and raised in France. And so she went to the Cordon Bleu cooking school. She trained all over Europe, 5-star hotels all over the world. And now she's here creating for us this magnificent dinner. And she has this ethic, this ethos about food and spirituality and what it does to nourish us. And when I asked her about that,
she says thank you that you like the food.
she says, yes, I asked her what is her philosophy about food, and she answered in this most charming French accent.
Ah, where is the cottage cheese?
Where is the cottage cheese? Or où est the cottage cheese, as you might say. And again, it's the focus on cheese here. It's really important. And letting go of the cheese. You don't need to know where the cottage cheese is, because the cottage cheese is simply a metaphor for picky little details in life. Cottage cheese is white, it's bland, it has no taste whatsoever. So don't worry about the cottage cheese. Worry about the steak, the magnificent mignon, and everything else that she was serving tonight. So let's a round of applause for our fabulous chef of the cuisine, Linda. And then one of the other wonderful people I met was Oralia. Oralia Lynch, I don't see her. Oh, there she is. Okay, so the first thing people told me about Oralia, you probably think of her as sort of a quiet person. Yeah, that's what I found out right away too. All right, because I came in one morning at 6 o'clock, and they said, you have to see Oralia here at 6 a.m. And I came in here, and there she was, in a tracksuit, right, with a whistle, a clipboard, and she was leading the staff in calisthenics right here in this room. We had just finished a 10-mile run, so this is what they do with the staff every morning. They get up, they run 10 miles, she leads them in calisthenics, and she's standing on a chair here, and she's just barking at them, screaming at them. And this is what she says.
Cut the cake, asshole!
I can't even use that word because Oralia can know because they know that she loves them. And she can say that to the staff here because they know it comes from a place of love. And cut the cake, when you're like a drill sergeant, everyone who's been in the Army knows what cut the cake means, right? Yeah, cut the cake means no messing around. All right? When I say jumping jacks, I want to see jumping jacks. When I say give me 50, I want you on the floor giving me 50 right now. And that's what Oralia does with the staff here. All right, to keep them in shape. So let's give her a round of applause. Okay, and so look, I began to see that this is a team effort that involves the mind, the body, the spirit, the nutrition. And the last thing I had to do was go visit the food bank. How many of you have been to the food bank? Yes, it's a magnificent place, and they serve 1,200 people. 1,200 people there in just a few hours. I was down there and I saw the lines of people. And I also was told that 500 pounds of the food from up on the garden goes into the food here every day.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it. They all eat that. So of course I wanted to meet the person who's in charge of the food bank. I thought this person must be extraordinary. And indeed she is. Her name is Stella Jones, and I saw her here before. There she is, extraordinary. Absolutely charming woman with the most radiant smile, and she says she loves to meet all the new people that come through the food bank every day. To get this incredible food, it's nutritious, it's fresh, it's beautiful. And I noticed one thing about Stella, that she would write a little handwritten note and then put it in the bag of every person who walked through that line with food. Now, isn't that special? And she writes the same thing on every note. And so, of course, I had to see what it was. So I reached into one of those bags, pulled out the handwritten note, and this is what it said.
Thou art like unto an statue of cold marble.
A statue of cold marble. Thou art unto and like a statue of cold marble. To me, it sounds it's Greek. It's like Greek, but I think it's her way of saying to this person, you are as valuable as a piece of art that should be in a museum. Isn't that fantastic? The love that this woman has for every single person, to see in them the beauty. It's like the statue of David, isn't it? You like to see these people and think that is a beautiful work of art, this person. And so you can see why everyone loves Stella, so I think we should give her a round of applause. So now you can see how I was getting a really much deeper sense of this organization and what the people are like who really bring this together day in and day out, and how lucky we are to have them here creating this incredible organization for our community. It makes Seattle a much better place. It helps people who really need the services that they provide here. So for that, we're very grateful. And I would like to close with a song. This is the Pike Place Senior Center anthem, and it's a song that the staff sings at the end of every day, at the close of every day. As the sun sets, they stand in a circle in this room and they hold hands and they sing this song together. And probably you know this song, many of you know it, so please sing it with me. The first line of the song is this.
Come here often?
And so let's sing this song together. Join me if you know the words. Come here often, hey my friend. Come here often every day. When you're here, the love will never end. Join us together and we will say, come here often, come here often, come